Well, there's quite a lot of improvement because if you look at it here, one of the major issues that we've had was the naira devaluation that has gone very aggressive up to about 1,900. But right now we're back to almost 1,250, 1,300, which is a good, reprieve. And you can see quite a lot of things have actually gone. Even people now, when you go to the market, for example, something that we produce locally like A4 or whatever, people will charge you more. Why? Because they are paying very high prices on diesel. And what we did, for example, in our refinery, we started selling even diesel at about 1,200 for 1,650. And I'm sure, as we go along, things will continue to improve quite a lot.
What impact do you think Nigeria should expect your refinery to make as you begin to disburse?
Well, even now, it's a lot of impact. If you look at it now, when you are buying 1,650, 1,700 for a liter of diesel, and that one has been cut up by almost one-third to now be paying diesel at 1,200. And maybe eventually going forward, even though the crude prices are going up, even with that, I believe, people will not get it much higher than what it is today. 1,200, it might be even a little bit lower. So, but that can help quite a lot because if you are transporting locally produced goods, rice and other stuff, you are paying 1,650. Now you are paying two-thirds of that amount to 1,200. It's a lot of difference. People don't know. That can actually help to bring inflation down immediately. And I'm sure when the inflation figures are out for the next month, you see that there's quite a lot of improvement in the inflation rate. So step at a time, and I'm sure the government is working round the clock to make sure that things get much better because it is in their own interest. It's in the interest of everybody for Nigerians to get things better.
Your short message to captains of industry making contribution to this?
Well, my own short measure is for us to now actually partner with the government and make sure that we better the life of the citizens of the country, because it's like clapping. You can't clap with one hand. So both the entrepreneurs and the government, they need to clap together and make sure that it is in the best interest of everybody.
The pump price of automotive gas oil, popularly called diesel, has dropped from about 1,700 litre, which is sold for a few weeks ago, to around 1,350 litre in some locations across the country, following the sale of the commodity by the Dangote Petroleum Refinery. It was gathered on Tuesday that the $20 billion worth refinery started pumping out diesel to the domestic market last Wednesday. It sold a minimum of 1 million litres to each registered oil marketers that got the product from the plant since it commenced diesel sale. Officials of the multi-billion-dollar plant and oil dealers confirmed that the product was dispensed to marketers at between 1,225 litre and 1,300 litre depending on the volume of the purchase. This came and it was also gathered that the refinery will start releasing premium motor spirit to the domestic market in May this year. They started pumping out diesel to marketers since last week. They also promised to sell aviation fuel soon. And independent petroleum marketers had this to say. Some of our marketers have started getting the product, but as an association, we have not got the product yet because we want to get the actual rate that it will be sold to us when we buy in bulk. However, they've started selling diesel because some of our marketers have started buying. They are selling at 1,225 per litre, and the minimum value they are giving is 1 million litres per marketer. Also, they assure us that they will release more product, but for now, this diesel is what they've started with. So we are expecting them to release petrol anytime from now. The price of diesel is going to fall because of the release of products from Dangote Refinery. In fact, it is already coming down in Lagos. Another oil marketer who is the chief executive AF Raf Oil and Gas Venture, Dr. Raf Arokoye, confirmed that the refinery has started a sale of diesel to dealers, adding that the plant started dispensing the product last year. When asked about the minimum volume being sold to dealers and at what rate, Arokoya said 1 million litre is the minimum and the rate is okay considering what other major tank farms are selling, which is why people are trooping to the refinery now. The price ranges between 1,250 naira per litre and 1,300 per liter, depending on the volume you're buying. This is good news for Nigerians because in the last few weeks, the price of diesel hovered between 1,600 and 1,700 per liter. But in many locations across the Federation, the price are beginning to drop due to the emergence of products from that refinery, and as the products are being dispatched since last week Wednesday. Now you can get diesel in some stations at 1,400 per liter. Now, let us look at also the report on the aviation fuel because it's being reported that Dangote is also crashing the price of aviation fuel. After months to turmoil and near bankruptcy as a result of the prohibitive cost of aviation fuel, Nigerian airlines are celebrating following the news that Dangote Refinery will start supplying the product to them in the coming days. The airline, it was learned, hoped to gain financial momentum and expect reduction in the cost of aviation fuel as a result of the development. Currently, the price of aviation fuel ranges between 1,450 naira to 1,500 naira per litre in Lagos and higher in Abuja, Port Harcourt, with almost 2,000 naira per litre in Kano and Maiduguri, which has shown that aviation fuel constitutes about 60% of cost of production of domestic airline and has made flight service unprofitable. Nigerian airlines have been largely unable to pass the high cost of the product to passengers who are already complaining that the cost of ticket has become too high. Hence, the noticeable dwindling of passengers' movement at the airport. Airline operators said that if they increase fare further, traffic will reduce drastically and airlines will go out of business. Record from the Nigerian Aviation Authority (NCAA) showed that more people flew on domestic destinations in 2002 than in 2003, and it's predicted that if the cost of aviation fuel does not come down, the record of passenger movement this year will be less than the figure of last year. Airline operators are happy that the price of aviation fuel will come down due to Dangote imminent production, and they expect the price of aviation ticket to also come down. Marketers have also made some financial commitment for the supply of the product, which indicate that the selling of aviation fuel through Nigeria's latest refinery and one of the biggest in the world has become imminent. Dangote is here to start the production. However, everybody is expecting that soon it will start. It is expected that the cost will be cheaper as he is producing locally. First, there will be significant reduction in logistic costs, which will reduce the price, and Dangote will not sell in dollar but in naira. This means that oil marketers will no more source for dollar for the importation of the product. Dangote supply will ease the pressure on the naira. It will also reduce our import and give fillip to the recovery of the naira when the naira is strengthened, and this is an end to importation. The reason for the increase in the price of airfares is because of the increase in the price of the aviation fuel. Speaking on behalf of Airline Operators of Nigeria, the chairman of the United Nigeria Airlines, Professor Obiora Okonkwo, said the association will meet with Dangote and have an agreement with the company on the supply of the product to the airline without passing through oil marketers. Added that through that process, Nigerian airlines will reap full benefit of the cost of the product. He also believes that the price of the product when produced locally ought to be cheaper than when it is imported. We need to approach the company. There should be cost reduction. Import costs more, but we cannot say until we see his price. I believe we can make a deal with Dangote without passing through vendors, and I heard that vendors have deposited money for the product already. Importation, some industry observers said, constitutes a huge forex challenge for Nigeria, adding that this explains why aviation fuel is very costly. Numbers released by the National Bureau of Statistics indicate that Nigerians spent 292.56 billion on the importation of aviation fuel, known as Jet A1, in the first 3 months of the year, January to March 2022. An oil and gas industry publication recently stated that aviation fuel import featured prominently in Nigeria's trade data for the stated period. MBS, in its foreign trade statistics report for the first quarter of 2022, said aviation fuel accounted for 4.96% of Nigeria's total import of 5.9 trillion, with the commodity ranking the second most imported commodity in the country in this first quarter. According to the report, aviation fuel import in the first quarter of 2022 represented a significant increase of 287.29% compared to the 75.54 billion naira spent on its import in the fourth quarter of 21. In the first quarter of 21, there was no mention of jet fuel imports in the foreign trade statistics of the MBS, despite the country recording total import of 6.85 trillion for the period. The MBS said the value of total input in the first quarter 2022 stood at 5.19 trillion. This decreased by 0.67% when compared with the value recorded in the fourth quarter of 21, 5.94 trillion, but increased by 21.04% compared to the value recorded in the corresponding quarter of 2021, which is 4.875 trillion. Now, this is a right step in the right direction. However, I'm not the type that gets overly excited when the price of a commodity is being reduced by 5%. You have to look at where this price was before it got to that price. Now, I'm so shocked because I don't actually use diesel. I don't buy diesel. I'm so shocked to hear that diesel is being sold at 1,700 per liter. That is crazy. That is outrageous. No wonder the price of commodities in the market are so high, exorbitant. Nigerians are really going through a lot and they've been suffering a lot. And it's obvious that they've been keeping silent because you can't tell me that 1,700 per liter of diesel. And now Dangote has started production and the price has been reduced to 1,000 to 1,003, where it's a right step in the right direction, but that is not enough. The price should be reduced further. It should be reduced further. That is no reduction at all. At all. Now, let us compare to what Air Peace did. Look at Air Peace. Air Peace came into the scene and started the foreign flight from Lagos to London. You all saw how there was a drastic crash reduction of the price of foreign air ticket. There was almost 70% crash. That is what we expect. That is, you saw how everybody welcomed the idea, how everybody celebrated that. That is what we are expecting. 1,000 to 1,003 is still outrageous. It's still outrageous. The purchasing power of an average Nigerian has been reduced because of this inflation. It has been drastically reduced. I see no reason why Nigeria, that is manufacturing crude, exporting crude to other country, but our citizens are finding it difficult to get this product. What we experienced in the Air Peace was a competitive, healthy rivalry. Dangote is now the sole producer. He's the only private individual that owns refinery in this country. Reducing it to 1,002 or 1,003, I don't think anybody should celebrate it yet. No, because Dangote is going to have the monopolistic right of this product in time to come. I think, as a matter of fact, other individuals should spring up and start setting up this refinery. As a matter of fact, states should set up modular refineries. I heard that Abia State is about to set up one. I see no reason why Rivers State cannot set up one. Come on, there is so much money in Rivers State. All the money that has been wasted on projects that are not beneficial to the people can be used to set up a modular refinery in Rivers State, a mini refinery. Akwa Ibom State can do that. Delta State can do that. Other states should come up and set up their own refinery. This will help to bring down the price of this product, because I can tell you for free, look at what is happening in the cement industry. When Dangote and the Bua, they are the sole producer of this product. Look at what Nigerians experienced, to the fact that Nigerians were buying cement for 12,000 naira. What happened to the Ibeto cement? This should not be happening. In a country that is suffering economic sabotage, this should not be happening. There should be a liberal market, an open market. Everyone that has the capacity should be given the right to produce this item. Whatever is the cost of Ibeto not being in the market should be rectified. This man should come back to the market. We need him. Yes, he should come back to the market. And this is what we want in the petroleum industry. They should not be left in the hand of Dangote, because I am not excited about this whole price reduction from 700 to 1,002. No, it is not healthy. Dangote is going to monopolize this market, and we don't want that to happen. We don't want that to happen. Whatever, it is the right step in the right direction, and we expect a further reduction in the price of this item. Now we hear that it's about to start producing fuel. We also expect a further reduction. Nigerians do not deserve to go through the pain they are going through right now. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Ensure you like, subscribe, and drop your comment reaction in the comment box.